In this video, we're reacting to a 14-year-old hitman who killed 4 ops in one day and got arrested for it. Woo!
Mikeem and 2 of his associates named Davon Lipscomb and Robert Alley went out to commit an armed robbery that they planned. Once they spotted their target, Davon walked up to the target's car and pointed a gun at a woman in the passenger seat. Once the target saw this, the target pulled out their own gun and shot Davon multiple times. Mikeem allegedly used Facebook to lure a man named Terrence North and another man to a location in South Fairmont. Once the men pulled up, Mikeem allegedly shot up their car, striking both of them. 4 counts of murder, 14 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated robbery, 2 counts of robbery, and 3 counts of attempted murder.
This is a 14-year-old, 3 attempt murders, 4 bodies, robberies, all type of shit while he was 14, shorty. This little boy here, crazy. Let's start.
A 16-year-old.
Pause! Before we get into that video, I got a smack on my donkey. I will let y'all smack it too, man, because I ain't stingy, folks.
Boy charged with 4 Cincinnati murders will be prosecuted as an adult. The killings happened 2 years ago when the boy was just 14
years old. That's
crazy.
A
juvenile judge today set his bond at $2.7 million cash.
Prosecutors say the 16-year-old boy is unlike any other underage accused killer in Hamilton County history.
The defendant is beyond rehabilitation for the crimes that he has committed.
Assistant Prosecutor Linda Scott says the boy was just 14 when he was involved in crimes that resulted in 4 people getting killed. In 3 of those incidents, charged with firing shots at people who died.
It's not often where I see a
teen smiles, laughs as he pleads guilty, and he pleaded guilty and he laughed. Oh, this nigga is a lost soul on the dead guys, boy.
It's over. Shocks me.
It's over.
But today was different.
It's over.
In the streets, young kids are often used as pawns by adults to do the things that they don't want to do themselves. Child soldiers are easier to manipulate, and you can convince them to crash out since they don't think too far ahead or have developed critical thinking skills.
Real quick, I want y'all to know that 99% of street niggas ain't nothing but a young nigga that was sent off. I promise you. If you still think like a street nigga, bro, you was just young as older guys sent you off, shorty. Your mind is tainted. You manipulated. You hypnotized on phone now. Like, no, gang.
The subject of today's
video stupid
was a young teen hired by grown men to carry out assassinations. Similar to the story of Yummy Sandiford, the subject of today's video was sent out to commit murders despite the fact that he wasn't even old enough to drive yet. At an age where most males are playing Madden and NBA 2K all day, his heart had already gone cold from all of the violence that surrounded him. In today's video, we'll be discussing a 14-year-old named Mikeem Thomas that was charged with 4 murders committed in a 4-month span and the victims' families as he was sentenced to decades behind bars. Mikeem Thomas, born on August 28, 2006, is from Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati is best known for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, but there's actually a lot of crime going on there, especially amongst teenagers. In 2023, a record number of teenagers were shot in the city, despite crime as a whole decreasing there.
55.
Mikeem became attracted to the streets and wanted to prove himself. According to prosecutors, he wanted to become a killer in order to make money. He would rob people at gunpoint, and he would make himself available to be hired as a hitman.
Bro, real killers don't got no money? That's the wrong. If you want to make some money, nigga, you need to go sell some cocaine or something. I'm gonna tell you something right now, gang. Y'all niggas been in the hood? What killer do you know that's rich? Cause I don't know none. Unless they start rapping and blew up. What nigga in the streets is like, come on, gang.
Mikeem often committed his crimes with other people. His killing spree would allegedly begin after a robbery that he and his associates participated in went horribly wrong.
The death of Davon Lipscomb. Oh, he killed somebody in a robbery.
2020, Mikeem and 2 of his associates named Davon Lipscomb and Robert Alley went out to commit an armed robbery that they planned. Mikeem was 14, Davon was 19, and Robert was 20.
And that's not weird to y'all? A 19-year-old and a 20-year-old went on a robbery with a 14-year-old. That's not weird to you? You couldn't find another nigga your age? That's not weird? Like, come on, gang. Come on, that's a little 14 and 20? I ain't gonna lie, my first robbery, I was 13, but my homies was like 16. You feel me? They was like big brothers. Y'all is like...
They went to the 2000 block of
Bigelow
Avenue in South Fairmont just after 7:30 p.m. Once they spotted their target, Davon walked up to the target's car and pointed a gun at a woman in the passenger seat. Once the target saw this, the target pulled out their own gun and shot Davon multiple times. Davon was transported to University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at just 19 years old.
He was
Down
19.
the line, when they eventually got arrested, both Mikeem and Robert were charged with murder for Davon's death, even though they weren't the ones who killed him. The reason they were charged is because legally, if someone dies during the commission of a crime, all people involved in that crime get charged with murder.
That is real
Prior
life.
to his arrest, Mikeem would commit his first official murder in what prosecutors would describe as an audition to become a hitman.
You know the crazy part? He looked just like somebody I went to school with, and the person I'm thinking about was a bitch. I'm talking about he was a straight hoe. So
what prosecutors would describe as an audition
they
to
ain't
become
related.
a hitman.
Oh, fuck now. The murder of Terrence North.
On February 1st, 2021, Mikeem allegedly used Facebook to lure a man named Terrence North and another man to a location in South Fairmont in the 2400 block of Saturn Avenue around 9:45 p.m. Once the men pulled up, Mikeem allegedly shot up their car, striking both of them. They were taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where Terrence was tragically pronounced dead upon arrival at just 19 years old.
Pause. Listen, I have a mentorship called the Mula membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very, very, very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
The man with him was shot in the face but survived his injuries. According to prosecutors, Mikeem kept a photo of Terrence's funeral service information on his cell phone. About 2 weeks after this murder, Mikeem would get hired to kill someone for the first time.
Oh, so he got hired. He did get hired to blick somebody down.
A man named Carl Godfrey had hired Mikeem and 2 other people to kill a man that Carl owed money. On February 16, 2021, Mikeem and his associates would go out to complete the task. On this day, Mikeem, an 18-year-old named Jason Gray, and a 30-year-old named Mario Gordon were being driven by a 49-year-old named Connor Anabney as they looked for the target they were hired to kill. It was still around 4 p.m. in broad daylight in the 2700 block of Montana Avenue when they spotted their target sitting in an SUV and opened fire on it. They fired up to 21 shots into the SUV. The car they allegedly shot up had multiple people in it.
Oh, he hit people?
Shooting, but 3 people in total in that car were shot.
God! This is a 14-year-old little boy, gang. Little boy.
One of the people shot was a man named DeAndre Otis, and he was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 27 years old. The 2 other people shot were taken to University Hospital in critical condition, but ultimately survived their injuries. Just 2 days later, Mikeem and Carl Godfrey would allegedly commit another murder together.
Another murder today? Bro, come on, gang.
On February 17th, 2021, Carl Godfrey's car was shot up by someone.
Okay.
The very next day, on February 18th, 2021, Carl took Mikeem with him to get revenge.
So you took a 14-year-old with you to go on a hit. Let's write that down in the notes section. You took a 14-year-old.
They went to the 2100 block of Millvale Court and started shooting. An innocent bystander named Donnell Steele walked outside
he wasn't
to
even,
see
he
what was
wasn't even
going
the
on
target?
and was sadly struck by one of the bullets.
Bro.
He would tragically be pronounced dead at the scene at just 30 years old.
Of course they hitting innocent bystanders. You got a 14-year-old goofy little boy and you bringing him on hits with you.
This was the last murder that Mikeem would end up being charged with, and he would soon be brought to justice. Mikeem and his associates would all eventually be arrested and charged for their involvement in the 4 murders. Robert Alley pleaded guilty to manslaughter and was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the death of Davon Lipscomb.
Let me see.
Mario Gordon pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter.
I say 7 years.
For the death of DeAndre Otis and was sentenced to 13 to 18 years in prison.
Okay.
Jason Gray pleaded guilty to multiple charges and was sentenced to 37 to 41 years in prison.
Woo!
The driver, Connor Anabnett, pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 8 to 11.5 years in prison.
8 years for a car ride. That nigga ain't do it. I ain't even say he did no blinking. He just drove them. Y'all better stop playing in these streets, boy. And the police handing out numbers. Do you know they get paid from this, sir? They want to put your... Bro.
Carl Godfrey was found guilty of 2 counts of aggravated murder for the murders of DeAndre and Donnell.
45 years.
Sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Life, nigga.
Mikeem was indicted on 27 counts. 4 counts of murder, 14 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated robbery, 2 counts of robbery, and 3 counts of attempted murder.
This is a 14-year-old. 3 attempt murders, 4 bodies, robberies, all type of shit while he was 14, shorty. This little boy here, crazy. Let's start.
During the trial, the cousin of Terrence North called Mikeem out for smirking, but he just heartlessly laughed in her face.
You don't come here laughing? Like it's a joke? It's no joke, young man. No joke at all. And they blame it on your upbringing? No.
Mikeem pleaded guilty to 4 counts of manslaughter,
he pleaded
3
guilty?
counts of felonious assault,
Life.
2 counts of robbery.
He laughing at
charges.
That nigga laughing at
31 to 36.5 years in prison. I used to think that child soldiers were a thing that just
happened. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Again, that's one of them. That's what all this stem from. Y'all seen his little shorty ass 14, gang. I ain't gonna lie, that motherfucker look. I ain't look like that. I don't know what the these kids drinking today. I didn't look like that when I was 14. I looked 14. I looked 12, really. I don't know what the these kids drinking. They motherfuckers look like LeBron James. Gang, you say you 16? You tripping on the dead guys. Anyway, excuse me. Bro. But on like most niggas, what you just seen right here is what most niggas do today. Niggas be grown as 20, 30 years old, still trying to fit into the block. Still trying to fit in, still trying to stay on the block, still trying to tote pipes, still trying to make rap songs and be a real nigga, and still trying to trap. And you 40, you 50. Nigga, get your old in a crib, man. Go get a job, start a business. Get your stupid ass on. You still trying to fit into niggas' crowds and shit. That shit is really kind of like sweet. It's really a little, like, you be little LMNOP community, folks. It's a little J. I ain't gonna lie, folks. I ain't gonna lie.